Hello to all. Thanks for taking a few minutes of your time to visit this recording. I'd like to share with you the organizational drama analysis exercise that I completed for class. I found the analysis and the exercise to be very interesting. I have to say, at first I wasn't sure what direction I was going to go. Dr. Donlan's instructions included an analysis of either our professional meetings or the dynamics within our workplace. Well, I thought about that and came to a topic that seemed to fit reasonably well. It's an organization that I am a part of. It's always intrigued me with its dynamics. As a matter of fact, this organization is very changeable, it's complex, and somewhat curious. It's an assemblage of learned individuals who periodically gather in a single place to conduct organization business. So what is it? It's a college faculty assembly. The roots of this organization goes back to the beginnings of academia, to the time of Socrates and before. It's interesting because for centuries, observers have wrestled with a perplexing question. How can men and women of astute and acclaimed intellectual stature can gather in one place and accomplish so little in the course of so much time? My thoughts and conclusions are an accumulation of about 24 years of observation, head scratching as I try to understand this remarkable flock. It's a wonder that the institution of higher education has endured to the countless generations of faculty iterations. Now, I'm a member of this community and I accept my place in this conversation. The organization is far from homogeneous. As a matter of fact, the nature of the organization is characterized by its highly academic diversity. Endowed experts in the arts and the sciences and the professions and humanities gather in the name of one voice, which lends to the advancement of the academic institution. Therein lies the problem. I see the faculty assemblage as a mixture of 6 distinct and identifiable groups, not by discipline or profession, but more on human characteristics. I'll briefly describe each of these groups. The first group is the organizer. They're individuals who accept the charge of taking a topic or concern and moving it in a forward direction. The organizer revels in the thought of constituting an ad hoc committee, or even better, a task force. This person tends to expand the boundaries of reason to include in-depth study of a topic, including its history and its background, and the need for discovery. Applying Collar's personality model, I feel that this group's dominated by the personality type called thinker and persister. These individuals constituting this group appreciate the structure of the working environment and the importance of time management and work recognition. The next group we'll visit are called the radicals. Now, I like the radicals, even though I'm not one of them. These are the guys and the gals who live outside the box. As a matter of fact, the radicals say, box? What box? I don't see a box. Do you see a box? The radicals are not constrained by the mundane things of life like money, resources, human and otherwise, or the value added to the organization. He or she looks at the organization as a canvas with a lot of white spaces that need to be filled in. Stay in the lines? Not a worry, since there are no lines to bind the radical, and it's okay for all the colors just to simply run together. As you might suspect, the radical has a rebel personality. An interesting observation I've found is that they're also promoters. Radicals spend time, effort, and energy to promote their thoughts and ideas. This group does not tire easily or become frustrated with rejection, but it always looks toward its next challenge. Moving along, we see the protectors. Again, this is an interesting group. They exist to honor the status quo and consider any challenge to be an affront to the organization. The mantra of the protectors can be summed up with the following: if it worked well before, it'll work well again, and there's no reason to change. An interesting subset of the protectors are the old guard. The old guard consists of long-standing members who view the organization with a feeling of ownership. The guardian exhibits a stake in the organization. The two dominant personality types that I found of the collar model are persister and thinker. The protectors find calm comfort in the way that things are and should always be. One may also find the protector may lend itself to a harmonizer personality type also. Well, the fourth member of this group are the elitists. They know that there's challenges at every turn, and the elitist feels that the organization is simply not good enough to respond in a manner of excellence. The elitists act as if every challenge is above the capabilities of the organization. It's easy for the elitists to say, that'll never work. The elitists tend to have a rebel and thinker personality. Their rebellious nature is obvious as they challenge both ideas and actions of the status quo and of new and creative thought. To the elitist, creative ideas will never work. When dominating the group, the elitist mentality may cause the group to be stuck in an intellectual vortex, a continual swirling of thoughts, ideas, never truly reaching an attainable level. Now we go to the new kids on the block. As the name implies, these are newcomers to the organization. They're among the innocent, who are seen as those who don't really know the nuts and bolts of what's going on. To the veterans of the organization, these new kids have to earn their wings to fly with the big boys and girls in formation. The newbies do not have the vested interest as others in the organization have. NKs can find blissful solitude by staying in the shadows of the organization. The NKs tend to look at the world as it is, at the moment, rather than what it was or maybe even might be. They tend to be imaginers and promoters in the collar model. Without the promoter personality, their ideas simply exist in a sphere of the unknown and seldom become actionable. The last group are the ghosts. Most organizations have them, and they're certainly active in the faculty organization. They're the ones who appear and then go away as if they're in the mist of the wind. Oh, they're nice people, and they can be pleasant and witty and quite accomplished in their discipline. They're among the most agreeable of all members of the faculty. When voting, they're the last to raise their hand because they want to see which group's the largest. They find safety in numbers. The ghosts could be harmonizers, thinkers, or imaginers. The ghosts are somewhat introverted and not really motivated to lead, guide, and direct, or as far as that goes, to even follow. They find comfort in transparency. So those are my groups of the faculty assemblage. I continued this exercise by looking at the dynamics of these groups, couched in terms of Beyond Drama by Regier and King. I saw the group or groups becoming energy vampires in the assemblage as a whole. I looked at the 5 steps in Chapter 17, Living Beyond the Drama, to present remedies to the drama which plagues faculty groups. The final point of my exercise was to look at Buckingham and Kaufman's work, First, Break All the Rules, in the context of individual members' needs and organizational leaders' keys to success. Even though Buckingham and Kaufman's research related directly to the workplace, I found that the needs were essentially transferable and the keys to success most applicable to the faculty assemblage. I enjoyed this exercise as I had the opportunity to see the workings of this organization through the topics and discussion points of EDLR 657 this semester. I found some explanations and even more questions. I think I'll forever be intrigued with the dynamics and the drama of the faculty organization. I wish you well today, and I look forward to our next class together. All the best.